All right. Hello, everyone.
Oh.
We are back on 428 Shibuya Scramble. Unfortunately, Lemur can't join us tonight, so yeah, we're gonna save Shibuya some more.
Let's save Shibuya, everyone.
All right. So what happened last time? We got Minorikawa probed by Osawa's bosses again. So to save him, we had Osawa trust Makino, but Makino failed, and stay home to consult Ayanet about he and Pretty Honey are terrible dads. Yeah. Then Kajiwara told him that the detectives looking for Maria are recalled and comforted us with bananas and chocolate. I emailed us pics of the secret WA tests. Yeah. Yeah. This poor man, like, everyone he has ever trusted has suddenly just, like, smacked him.
Evil!
Yeah. Let's see. Minorikawa got a ride from Kimizuka to Heaven Publishing, where we worked with Chiaki to finish the last publication in Toyama's memory. The Takarada financing loan sharks showed up to threaten Hana, who would be taken if Kano brought her there. Unless we take on Toyama's debts, with Chiaki would keep eating like a goat if Kano hadn't announced Tanaka's death. Yeah. And Maria is no longer playable, so if you want to see more of her, you'll have to watch the Kanon anime.
Yeah.
Yay! I'll miss being Maria, but okay. We are at the top of the 1700 time block. So, Osawa, Minorikawa, Kano, or Achi?
Lord. I feel like I wanna know what, like, more of that virus thingy. So let's go Osawa.
Alright, Osawa.
Yes. I wanna know his deal.
Alright. The rain won't let up. The ground... I'm doing really great today already. The sound is growing louder and louder inside my head. It is the sound of regret splattering against my heart. My emotions surge like a terrible storm within me. I never wished for this. Never expected my heart to be dragged so far beyond my control.
It's been a rough day, buddy.
Yeah. We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria.
With that attitude.
We can't save Maria. The words stormed through Osawa's mind in a relentless cacophony. He'd called up images of the bodies from the human testing trials on his computer monitor. He couldn't help but imagine his daughter in the same gruesome state. In just a few more hours, Maria would begin hemorrhaging blood and die just like the people in these pictures had. Yeah, weirdly enough, we don't get to see her anytime soon.
Yeah!
We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria. He couldn't shake the words or the reality from his mind. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Osawa began pounding his fists fiercely on the desktop. So my neighbors upstairs are fighting, and like I just said "damn it" really loudly, and they stopped for a second. So,
oh my god, the timing on that.
Sorry, keep going. I didn't mean to interfere.
Like, damn it! Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh shit!
When your video game transcends reality and goes into real life. Oh wait, that's me, damn.
That's you.
Okay. Sir, what are you doing?
Kajiwara tried to intervene, but he kept on pounding away. We're just in the middle of a breakdown. We've had like 6 this game. It's fine.
It's been happening quite a lot.
When he finally ceased, the pain of the repeated impacts lingered in his hands. My research was never about any sincere desire to help people. And now I'm paying the price for that. The one time it finally matters, I can't even save my own daughter.
That's rough, buddy. Mr. Osawa.
Kajiwara set a hand on his shoulder.
Besides the neighbors upstairs, you can always blame yourself later. But for now, think again, good and hard. Is there really no other way to save Maria? Nothing else we could try?
Osawa shook his head. The only means we had left was using Tanaka's password to unlock the doors. And now Tanaka is dead. There's no other way.
Break it. I mean, could break it. Is there a possibility that Mr. Tanaka told someone else his password?
This was something Osawa hadn't considered. Was there anyone Tanaka might have shared his password with? Only one person came to mind. Well, yeah, there might be someone.
You're referring to I, sir.
Kajiwara cast his eyes down.
Mm-hmm.
You figured that out then.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Back during the commotion over that listening device, a necktie clip isn't typically the sort of present one gives to one's husband's coworker. And yet, although some might consider it somewhat inappropriate, Mr. Tanaka was wearing it as if it were a matter of course, which implies something about their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, if you know what I mean.
They fucking.
Oh wow, it's juicy now, y'all. It's getting juicy.
Kajiwara's voice trailed off. He coughed apologetically and tried again.
They fucking, sir. I mean, I realize it's an awkward situation, sir. But please, check in with your wife.
Even if I does happen to know the password, that does us no good if Maria gets quarantined someplace we can't reach her.
I understand, Mr. Osawa. I'll bring Maria to you then. I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
The detective then produced a bunch of bananas from his pocket.
Why do you have a bunch? I understand one, but this is overkill.
Sir, are your pockets like a Mary Poppins bag?
I swear to God, that's what it is.
How did we miss that you had an entire bunch of bananas in your pocket?
Or are you just happy to
I know.
Okay,
I've been trying not to make that joke ever since we started this.
But it is here now. These are all left over. You're more than welcome to them, sir.
Despite his gentle smile, the rest of his face was firm with resolve.
You said you didn't care whether other people understood you, didn't you, Mr. Osama?
Osawa nodded guardedly.
You just like your viruses. At the risk of being presumptuous, sir, I understand you.
Kajiwara said.
I'm not sucking up, I swear to God. I used to be quite the workaholic myself. You're just like me, innocent and awkward.
On another occasion, Kajiwara was shocked to run into a man who looked just like him. The fellow was a stylist at a hair salon Kajiwara visits on occasion. He let out a gasp of surprise of his own upon seeing the detective. Kajiwara felt a peculiar connection and was expecting to go to the salon regularly, but when the stylist asked what he did for a living, and Kajiwara answered honestly that he was a detective, the other man's face went pale and he bolted out of the building. Kajiwara never saw the man again after that.
Oh, okay. Well, damn.
I have a feeling that there's something illegal there. Maybe this is like, isn't there an old movie with like John Travolta or someone like where he swaps faces with someone? It's like Face Off or something.
Oh my God, yeah! Holy shit, it's Face Off with John Travolta. No.
Okay.
Okay, now I can't get that out of my head, and now I'm gonna be sad for the rest of the night.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. I needed that.
Calling yourself innocent, huh? How modest of you. Osawa let out a sardonic chuckle, and after a moment, Kajiwara joined in.
Yes, sardonic chuckles, my favorite. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay. The next time I see you, Mr. Osawa, I'll have Maria with me.
The detective gave a slight bow, then left the study, a look of determination on his face.
I'ma do the thing.
Go, Kajiwara, go!
Go, go, Kajiwara! Anyway,
Osawa watched him go with
Why does
admiration.
it fit?
It does fit very well. No matter what trouble arose, the man always looked for something he could do. He really was a fellow who knew how to hang it tough. Compared to that... I'm just... Osawa couldn't even articulate his own self-disgust. And asking Ai about the password would also mean inquiring into her relationship with Tanaka. The prospect was daunting. Venturing into the emotional territory of another person was his weakest suit. He left his study, but somehow found himself making his way to Maria's room, not Ai's. He realized that he hadn't been into his daughter's room since a certain rainy day years before. Now he stepped quietly inside and saw Maria's world laid out before him. A small photo was set atop her neat and tidy desk. It was a close-up of someone's hands doing a cat's cradle, which we now know is Kanan's. Whose hands were they? From the skin tone, they didn't appear to be Maria's. Several more photographs were pinned to a corkboard that hung on the wall. They were snapshots of people and townscapes from the Middle East. One look at them, and Osawa felt like he was back there for a moment. The images weren't necessarily aesthetically pleasing, but they all looked like they'd been taken by a professional. When he spotted the last photo on the corkboard, however, he was certain that Maria had taken them all. Oh, look at him. Little tourist.
I'm sorry. I love his tourist outfit.
I don't know why he has so many bags. Sir, you could just get a bigger bag and not have to carry 3 of them.
He looks like me at an anime convention.
The last picture was of Osawa himself. He was facing the camera, holding some luggage and flashing an awkward smile. It was a comical, affectionate image. He'd never known that photography was one of his daughter's hobbies. No, this went beyond a mere hobby. Did she perhaps aspire to be a professional photographer one day? She certainly had the aptitude for it, from the look of things. Maria, a photographer. As he mulled the idea over, Osawa felt his chest tighten. Right now, it looked like Maria's hopes and dreams were about to be snuffed out. Her future consisted of bleeding to death a few short hours from now. Osawa stared vacantly out the window. The view from Maria's room remained unchanged from so long ago. Again, that rainy day crept back into his mind, as vivid as the present. On that day, Osawa was dealing with some pressing business from work. He'd ensconced himself in his study, wrestling with some paperwork, when Hitomi barged in looking distraught. Sensing that Hitomi was legitimately alarmed, Osawa hurried to Maria's room. He found a letter she'd left atop her writing desk. Dad, you only care about Hitomi. You're always working and never do anything with me, so I'm running away. A few hours earlier, he'd canceled their weekend trip to the amusement park. He just wasn't going to be able to get his work done in time. Hitomi had resigned herself readily enough, but Maria just couldn't accept it. She'd been looking forward to it for so long, she'd railed at him. How many times now had he broken one of his promises to her? Hitomi understands why we can't go, so why can't you do the same? The cold rebuke had ended her complaining, but it was clear she still didn't accept the situation. Now Hitomi helped him look around, but they found nothing missing from Maria's room. Despite her assertion that she was running away, then, it seemed like there was no point in being overly concerned.
Maybe she's at the park he always goes to.
Hitomi looked worried. The park was roughly a 25-minute walk away from the house. It would only take about an hour for Osawa to go get her and bring her home, but an hour was more than he could afford to spare right now.
Dad, I think she's waiting for you to go after her.
Osawa didn't need Hitomi to tell him that. He knew it well enough. That was what galled him so much about the situation.
You have to be a dad.
Yeah. God. Why did she have to pull something like this precisely when his work was at its busiest?
Oh my God. He'd
done everything he could as a father since his wife had passed away. Why couldn't his daughter see that? It's all right. Your sister will come back. The rain was coming down pretty hard outside the window.
Side-eye emoji. Okay.
We know he wasn't the greatest father.
Yeah. Do you think she brought an umbrella?
Hitomi asked anxiously. I don't know, but with the rain like this, she'll come back home soon enough. He spoke the words for himself as much as he told me.
I don't know. Oh wait, that's you. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Never mind.
Then he headed back to his study and got back to work. No, sorry, I was pausing to take a drink of water.
Okay.
But several hours went by and still Maria did not return. The rain had gotten even more intense, to the point where Osawa could hear it in his study. He was so concerned about his missing girl that he couldn't focus on his work, but he stubbornly refused to give in and go search for her. Several more hours passed. At last, Maria appeared at the front door, soaking wet. Osawa met her silently in the entryway. Wet strands of hair clung to the girl's forehead as she looked up at her father with a bitter glare.
You don't care what happens to me, do you?
Immediately, Osawa smacked her across the cheek with the flat of his hand. It was the first time in his life he'd ever struck anyone. He hadn't known such a violent impulse could exist inside him. Maria stood there, her hand pressed to her cheek. Tears welled up in her eyes. She began to tremble. On her lip was a small bead of blood. A flood of guilt and regret rose up inside Osawa, as if he'd just shattered some intricate piece of glasswork. How could I do such a thing? He clenched his shameful hand into a fist. And in that moment, he was afraid of Maria. Afraid that his daughter could bring such raw emotion out of him and make him do something so thoughtless. But even more, he was afraid of how stunted he was as a human being. Was someone like him really fit to be a parent? What kind of future could Maria and Hitomi hope for with a father like him? I mean, he does at least, gotta give him credit. He does at least know that he's a shitty parent.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're self-aware, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, that was why he'd married Ai as Makino had proposed. Having a mother, he'd decided, would help keep his family together despite their sad excuse for a father. But in so doing, Osawa had dug a psychological ditch between himself and his daughters. A deep ditch so that he could keep his daughters from being hurt. So that he wouldn't hurt himself. Now Osawa was staring across that ditch, wondering if it was too wide to leap. He thought back to his earlier exchange with Kajiwara.
If you get angry, you show it. If you get sad, you show it. You want a banana?
It's human nature to let other people know how we're feeling after all. Also, here's a banana.
But what if doing that hurts the other person?
Then that's when you apologize, sir.
Yes, that was right. He needed to apologize to Maria for what he'd done that day. It still wasn't too late. It's never too late. When it comes to family, there's no such thing as game over.
Unless you're playing this game.
Yeah.
I mean...
He recalled Pretty Honey's words. He needed to apologize to Maria, and so he needed to ask Ai for that password. Yeah.
Counting on the wife to compensate for your failures as a father is a really bad plan.
Yeah. Especially when you marry someone with the emotional depth of a teaspoon.
Listen, it's like, okay, I don't know where I saw this, but like there was this one tweet that was like something's like somebody was like doing is like, I can't believe like you can like, do you get happy when other people are happy? Question mark. It's like, wow, that's amazing. And then like somebody quote retweeted is like, wow, Twitter user figures out sympathy or something like that.
Empathy, yeah.
Empathy, sorry. Yeah, Twitter user finds out what empathy is, and I'm like, oh god, here we go. It's him. It's Osawa.
Yeah.
That's him.
Osawa doesn't even go on Twitter.
Right, he's only on his Pretty Honey.
Ionet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ionet. Yeah.
Osawa was going to have to face his wife. And we have hit a keep out.
Ooh.
Because she's scary.
Can't we?
All right. So, who do we want to do next?
Okay, so
Minorikawa, Kano, or Achi?
let's see. Ionet user discovers familial love. Yup, that
Minorikawa, we have a story for you.
Right. Oh god. He would write that. Oh my god. You know what? Just for that, let's go Midorikawa.
All right.
Just for that. Oh, that's great. I love that. Oh snap! Who's that handsome devil? No, just kidding. The TV news continued to report on how Mamoru Tanaka had been killed in the minivan explosion.
What?
What?
What does this mean?
Chiaki blinked in confusion. I mean, Hana told us herself that the van explosion was her father committing suicide, didn't she?
That must have been me. I mean,
that was it!
Hana told us herself that the van explosion was her father committing suicide, didn't she?
The only explanation I can think of, Minorikawa replied, is that Hana was lying. He scratched his head as he considered the situation.
But why?
Ozu let out a snort.
Well, it would seem Mr. Toyama had her lie in order to deceive us. What an upstanding individual, using his own daughter to buy himself some time.
Minorikawa wanted to yell at the guy, but he managed to hold his tongue. The important thing was that Toyama was still alive. And if he was still alive, then there was still a way to save Heaven Publishing. They'd get the current issue out on time, with a big scoop waiting in the wings for the issue after that. From then on out, it should be smooth sailing, I hope.
Well, no matter.
Ozu said.
Seeing as Mr. Toyama isn't dead after all, we'll just wait here for him.
No, go away! He sat back down on the sofa. But Saigawa leaned threateningly towards Chiaki.
Hey!
He snarled.
You sure you don't know where the guy's hiding out? I don't!
Chiaki shouted back.
And even if I did, I'd never tell you! Say what now?
Oh shit. He leaned in even closer, just as she stood on her tiptoes in defiance, and their foreheads collided with a dull thud.
Oh, man.
Now kiss, nice. No, please, girl, you can do way better than this.
She can
like,
do so much better.
Oh, yeah. Don't be like one of those, I can change him. You know, like,
yeah.
No. Shit, don't do it. Not this hoe. Anyway, both reeled back, clutching their hands in their hands. Heads in their hands, damn. Sorry, just calm down. Oh, wait. Yeah, just calm down, Chiaki, Minorikawa said as he began rooting through Toyama's desk. For now, I'm going to look for clues to where Toyama might have gone. You just focus on working on your article.
Oh?
Ozu raised an eyebrow.
Getting all cooperative all of a sudden, I see.
Chiaki has the appetite and the skull of a goat. Probably. I can't get that out of my head. I want to change the plan for next month's issue, and I can do that without editor-in-chief approval. Slam.
Oops.
What Mirako was actually looking for was 4-star journal gossip something. Yes.
Yeah, it was a back issue.
Yeah, it was pretty sure that the article on Sao had been printed in the magazine's inaugural issue. Issues. If he could find that scandalous piece that the scientist had asked for, he'd also be able to get his big lead on the power balance of the world being at stake. And if he could get that, not only would next month's issue be a sure thing, it was a good bet that the sales figures would go through the roof. The roof is on fire. Alright. Found a file folder full of early material and quickly flipped through it. It didn't take him long to find the article. Floundering Okoshi Pharmaceutical arranges marriage of political convenience. Well, it just appeared dramatically, so I had to. The large headline practically jumped off the pages. Murakawa quickly read it over the story. Basic gist of it was this. The corporate director of Akoshi Pharmaceutical had sacrificed his daughter in order to keep a researcher named Kenji Osawa on board. The daughter, however, had previously been dating another man. That must be what Osawa wanted him to look into. This guy, his wife had been dating before they were married. Ooh, it should be easy enough to just ask whoever had written the article. Minarikawa gaze jumped to the end of the piece, looking for the writing credit. In it, the piece had been written by Toyama himself. Damn.
Hey, ain't you done yet?
They all yelled.
Tell us where Toyama is already.
Yeah, Minarikawa thought. We're going to need to do something about these guys. Still looking into it, he said, just hold on, bitch. He made a show of opening and closing various desk drawers. Then drawers themselves were packed with a jumbled mess of electrical and gas balls. What?
Bills.
Noodle House.
Gas
bills. Bills. Oh yeah. Sorry. Noodle House delivery menus and like.
Look
Y'all wanna
faster.
The guy will grow.
All right. Do we want to butter the guy up, or do we want to have noodles delivered?
Let's have some noodles. Damn, I hungry.
Time for some nudes.
Yeah, nudes. Okay, maybe he could. Wow, don't take that out of context, everyone. Maybe he could mollify this guy by having some noodles delivered for dinner. Hey, you guys, hungry? I was thinking of ordering some soba.
Man, this ain't no time for that.
The guy was snarled. It's always soba time. Don't at me.
Besides, we just had some soba anyhow, and it was awful. Don't talk to me about noodles.
The guy launched into a shadow boxing session to try to punch out the provider of the disappointing soba. No noodles, burger. Okay. Yes. Yeah, just like Maya. The guy clearly had zero capacity for sitting still. God, I know so many people like that. Most of them are children. Anyway, Mirakawa had found back issue of the gossip and was looking for. Oh, he was looking for it. Damn. He's still in Chiaki's article, though, and she wasn't quite finished yet. He had to buy some more time. By the way, he said to Susegawa, are you familiar with SOS?
SOS?
The thug paused mid-jab. Yeah, SOS. I was planning on reviewing them later today. Hear there's some pretty tough guys.
Only one of them who'd be able to give me a fight would probably be that Achi Endo. Except as I hear it, he's left the gang.
Aha. Really now? Heard anything else interesting?
Sounds like nowadays they're being run by some guy named Susumu.
The name Susumu rang a bell. Those two young punks who'd been arguing after the van explosion had mentioned him.
Seems like SOS is in a pretty rough state since Achi left, though.
They go at it. Minarikawa didn't miss a beat. What do you mean, rough state?
Back in the days, they were all goody two-shoes, never shake folks down or steal or any of that stuff. Guess our founder Achi hated that sort of thing. But now that he's out, a lot of rough and tumble, hot-blooded types been signing up with them. Smart move is not to get involved with SOS nowadays, really. Hard to find a scarier bunch around here when there's a lot of them together.
Mm-hmm. And their main hangout, that's at Inferno, right?
Yeah, over in Uraharajuku. Man, you've been listening out on the street. What gives?
I know the dates, girl.
Uraharajuku is known as Urahara for short. The area east of Japan Rail Harajuku Station, where Takeshita Dori meets Meiji Dori. There are many small clothing and accessory stores here, set up in renovated houses. Most of these shops are on the cutting edge of youth fashion, offering quirky and unique means of personal expression.
Let's see. Uraharajuku, huh? Minarikawa smiled to himself. Ooh, Inferno's location had practically fallen into his lap. Suddenly, Seigawa's eyes went wide.
Aha! So that's where Toyama is. Wait. Nah. No way a coward like him would go to a place like that.
You don't know him! Okay, you don't know what he's been through. Anyway. Chiaki, she looked so offended. Chiaki looked up from her keyboard.
Look, can you please shut up? No, you shut up.
Oh no, don't make me ship it. I hate it. Please don't. I don't ship it.
Don't ship it. She can do better.
Yeah, she deserves better. Alright. That's my phone. Minoriko pulled the cell out of his pocket. Hello. It was Toyama. Oh, name on the info. Hello, speak of the devil. Wow. Minoriko's heart skipped a beat. I need to go to the bathroom. Toyama. Oh, never mind. What? Toyama, where are you? He blurted out as he's picked up. Chiaki, Ozu, and Seigawa turned to look at him as one.
Well,
What were you thinking, faking your death like that? Even if we could fill those pages and postpone repayment,
oh,
all
that's
we'd
me.
do is oh wait, that's shit.
Even if we could fill those pages and postpone repayment, all it would do is delay the inevitable. I'd still be up to my ears in debt. So I thought if I made it look like I was dead.
I kind of let out an exasperated sigh. Well, everyone already knows you're still alive, so your little attempt at subterfuge didn't even wind up buying you time.
What?
Toyama's hysterical squeak was painful to hear. I'll ship Chiaki with peace and quiet. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Alright, listen up, Minorikawa said. If it's the debt you're worried about, you'll be able to pay that back real soon.
What do you mean?
I got the scoop of the century. I landed a huge scoop. You could do a print run of 1 million copies and still sell out. We can run it as an article. Toyama perked right up.
Wait, you really mean it?
Oh yeah, I'll give you all the details. Just get your buck back here.
But aren't those loan sharks still there at the office right now?
Fine, I'll come to get you. Tell me where you are. Oh no! The two thugs crowded near, and a predatory gleam in their eyes. Oh shit, that's creepy. Then Minoriko had a flash of inspiration. Got it, he said quickly before Toyama could respond. Miyashita Park. I'm on my way now. Don't go anywhere. Ozu and Seigawa grinned at one another, then bolted out the door.
Bye.
Bye, bitch. Hey, Minoriko said as the footsteps receded. Those guys took the bait. I sent them to Miyashita Park. He allowed himself a cocksure grin. Right then. So, where are you really, Toyama?
Why do I have the bad feeling?
Yep.
You imbecile! I am at Miyashita Park!
What? Minoriko felt the urge to pull his hair out. What the hell are you doing in some place like that?
Why the hell did you tell them Miyashita Park?
I thought it would be a clever ruse.
Well, it wasn't! This is no time to be fighting!
Chiaki blurted it. Yeah, you're right, Minoriko scowled. Anyway, Toyama, those guys are headed your way. We need to get you out of there and someplace we can talk. I'll meet you there.
Right. Okay.
They needed someplace safe and public where they could speak freely. Someplace where the staff wouldn't be overtly nosy. But where?
All right. Do we want to go to the cafe by the station where we have made so much chaos in the last day? Do we want to go to the noodle house from the menu? Or let Toyama decide?
Well, they hate noodles right now, so I say noodles.
All right.
They wouldn't think to go look for the noodle place. Recalling the noodle house from the menu he'd seen earlier, he opted for that.
Dogen hunt, huh?
Toyama rumbled the words under his breath. What's the matter? Is there some problem with that?
No. All right. I mean, you there? It's over in Dogenzaka. The address is on the menu.
He hung up and Minorikawa quickly gathered his belongings. Woo! Off to get some nudes. Aw yeah. Chiaki, how's that copy coming along?
Well, almost done. Just a little more, I think.
Alright, bring your computer and come with me. I'll read over what you got so far. Minorikawa waited as Chiaki got ready to head to the cafe. The two were heading out of the office, however. Someone else opened the door. Oh shit. I hope it's not bad.
Oh,
That
no.
14 minute. Oh wait, that's you, right?
Yeah, it's me, but I can't tell who it is. I still don't know who he is,
Oh my god, who are you?
but he's cute. You've got
Yeah, he's kind of cute.
14 minutes and 57 seconds left to send to press. 56, 55. So the writer submits to the editor submits to the designer. This is the next step in that whole handoff process, sending to press. Naturally, being late for this causes quite a lot of trouble.
A slender man with a gaudy necktie entered the room and sat down on the nearest desk like a host from the host club. Anyway, staring fixedly at his pocket watch, Minorikawa narrowed his eyes dubiously. Who the hell are you?
Always make sure to show up 15 minutes ahead of the appointed time. That's just common decency.
The man gave no indication he'd ever heard of Minorikawa's question.
I suppose I can wait here.
He continued.
Just for another 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Mr. Mino? Is this guy talking about our submission?
Chiaki stared doubtfully at the newcomer. Hey you, Minorikawa asked. Are you from the printer? But the man did not reply. Don't ignore me! Are you from the printer? Still, the man remained silent. Minorikawa was furious. Look, cut the crap, he roared. In response, the man quietly reached into his suit pocket and pulled out his business card.
My name is not Hey You.
He handed the card to Minorikawa. It read, Ko Nippon Printing Co. Ltd. Sales Department, Division Number 1, Koichiro Katayama.
I'm Koichiro Katayama, newly assigned to Heaven Publishing. A pleasure to meet you. My predecessor is in the hospital due to a car accident.
Oh shit.
He should make a complete recovery in about 2 months. His predecessor is Tachio Isui, 39 years old, single. A longtime veteran at Chonippon Printing, rather timid by nature, the strain of dealing with publishers makes him sick to his stomach. At around 1:10 p.m. earlier today, while driving to meet with one of his clients, he had to swerve to avoid a young man and woman who darted into the street. He crashed into the car next to him and ended up at the hospital.
Well, shit.
Well, that sucks to be him then.
Yeah. Long live Achi.
Yeah,
Hitomi.
exactly.
OTP. Well, what are you doing here, Katayama? Minoriko asked. I thought we had until 8 o'clock to complete proofreading.
8 o'clock? Surely you must be joking. Our company's proofing deadline is 5:30.
Oh. Katayama stared fixedly back at Minorikawa. Now, that had to be a joke. I heard from the editor-in-chief that it was 8 o'clock.
I take that to mean then that you don't have any copy for us.
It's not that we don't have it, Minorikawa said. It's just not finished yet. Just hold on until 8. Katayama raised an eyebrow.
No. Publisher and printer need to work in concert. Perhaps my predecessor was the sort to delay the proofing deadline owing to your circumstances here, but now I'm in charge, and I do not make exceptions. The proofing deadline is 5:30 sharp, and I intend to keep it that way. And while we've been having this discussion, you are down to 12 minutes and 32 seconds.
Katayama held out his pocket watch as if to emphasize the point. That's ridiculous! Minorikawa exclaimed. Just who the hell do you think you are? You guys are going to be printing a paper that I wrote. Do you even know how lucky that makes you? Just you wait. Just give us
I love how he's not. Oh my god. When you're making your point, you don't just sit there and go, "Do you know how great I am?"
Do you know who I am?
Okay. Do we want him to give us until 8 o'clock? Give us 3 more days, or just give us till we're done?
I say 8 because 3 days he's gonna laugh at our face, and until we're done, he seems like a logic person, so he probably wouldn't go for it. Just give us until 8 o'clock, you bitch. That was the original understanding and stuff.
8 o'clock? And where's your guarantee that you'll finish by then?
We will, just trust me.
I'm supposed to heedlessly trust the word of a man I've just met.
I'm amused.
We're down to 10 minutes and 46 seconds, by the way.
Son of a bitch! Don't get all high and mighty just because you work for the printer.
High and mighty? I'd say it's the people on the publishing side of things that act high and mighty. Whatever high-minded claims you might make, without us, you'd have nothing to put on store shelves. Forgetting that and blithely ignoring your proofing deadline makes for more work on our end. Just what are you getting at, I wonder? Now it's 10 minutes and 20 seconds.
Minorikawa's ground his teeth so hard he could hear it. His usual tactics were useless here.
Yeah, you can't just scream at him and make him do what you want him to do.
Yeah, this is the first person where they're like, I don't take bullshit.
Nah.
Shibuya daylight savings time. Hell yeah! I wish. His Katayama was simply too unflappable to be browbeaten. If you back down now, though, it was game over.
10 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. I realize there's little point, but I'll wait until the designated time. That's just common decency. That just common decency is Katayama's pet phrase. Thus far, he has said, "That's just common decency" 3 times in this story. Always make sure to show up 15 minutes ahead of the appointed time. I realize there's little point, but I'll wait until the designated time. There was one more. Do you know when and where it was?
Thanks for that. Katayama's eyes were once again looked at his pocket watch.
I mean, we can look. Let's see. Let's see. Just common decency. Just common decency.
Common decency to not let stepladders just be stepladders. Okay. Social construct thing, yeah.
I wonder if that means we've seen him earlier, because that's the first time we've talked to him.
Kind of weird.
Apparently, like, I've even played this game before, and I don't remember seeing him before this.
Yeah, me neither.
So I'm sure that he's like one of those weird background people that we've just missed.
Yeah. Katayama's eyes, pocket. Yes, Minorikawa couldn't find a way to talk his way around to this game. So. Chiaki held her hand up.
May I say something?
Yes.
Isn't it also common decency not to break a promise once it's been made? If you're referring to the 8 o'clock deadline, I was not the one who promised that. Maybe not, but I believe your predecessor's responsibilities become your responsibilities.
Katayama crossed his arms and gave her a bemused look.
What's your name, miss? Chiaki? Chiaki Iso? Oh, sorry.
Actually. Same thing. The printer's expression brightened visibly.
Good. That timid hesitation of yours is just splendid. You have none of the arrogance so typical among publishers. Huh?
Chiaki was taken rather aback.
In deference to your polite demeanor, I shall wait until 7 o'clock.
What?
That is the latest I can possibly allow.
Alright.
Kind of ship it now.
I know, I ship it. See, this is what she deserves better. Like, don't go for the Yakuza man, go for the Ika man who times everything.
Yeah, I mean.
The punctuality bitch. Alright, Minorikawa shouted practically in Katayama's face. We agreed to those terms.
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Well, we've got terms of our own. Katayama reeled over so slightly.
I'm not certain you're in any position to set terms here.
Shut up and listen. We're on out. You're coming with us.
What? Why?
Because we need our mascot. Anyway, we're going to finish up our copy on site and burn the data onto CD. Head it over for you there. That's why. Katayama let out a sigh of resignation.
Oh, very well. I suppose I'd simply be waiting here anyway.
Minorikawa pumped his fist in victory. Oh, yeah. Alright, Chiaki. Go and copy the DTP data we've got so far onto your computer.
Sure thing, Mr. Mino.
Can we do a jump to Chiaki's route forever and have her replace Maria as a female playable character?
I'd be okay with that. I really like Chiaki. She's very cute.
Right, she's great. Like, they should have been like, okay, Maria's done, but now this is the Chiaki route, you know? Like, damn. Anyway, Chiaki quickly said about copying the data from the editing department desktop.
Okay, done.
Now let's go! With that, others on tow, his extras, Minorikawa are headed for the noodle house where Toyama would be waiting. I'm pretty sure he refers to them as his extras. Probably. You're the background characters. The soba restaurant, Dogen Hut, was roughly halfway up Dogenzaka.
Dogen Hut is a long-standing noodle shop on Dogenzaka. 2 years ago, the owner passed away from illness. Now the restaurant is run by his widow, Maki Yoneda, and her two part-timers, Masa from Midoriyama Academy and Mohender, an Indian exchange student. Despite the sign billing the establishment as a soba restaurant, duck meat soba and chilled curry soba are the only two actual soba offerings. The rest of the menu, for some reason, is all udon dishes. In fact, both kinds of soba are terrible, though maybe the chilled curry soba would be okay if someone else were making it.
Oh, oof. And that is your Yelp review for the day.
Yeah, really.
Inside, they encountered the proprietors near the door. She held a massive cleaver for cutting soba noodles, clutched in one hand. Toyama wasn't there. Excuse me, Minoriko said. Has a middle-aged man come by your shop? Name's Toyama. Oh god. This looks like a horror movie. Why? The proprietress let out a weary sigh.
That guy, huh? You folks know him?
Yes, that's right.
Then I'm sorry. I didn't want to have to do this. It was all his fault, though. You reap what you sow.
Mikawa didn't know what she was going on about. But suddenly, he had a very bad feeling. So then, Toyama was here? He asked cautiously.
Yeah, he came by.
Oh. Well, where is he now? Please tell me.
No, I have no obligation to tell anything to friends of Toyama's.
Evidently, there was some bad blood between Toyama and the woman.
The real victim here is me!
Her voice rose abruptly to a roar.
Now listen up good to this old woman's story.
Go, guys. I don't have time for this, Minoriko thought. He needed to find Toyama as soon as possible, but instead it looked like he'd be stuck hearing out this angry woman first. Alright, we're listening. Tell us your story.
It's a long one.
Oh god. The woman's mouth twisted up and she licked her lips. Oh my god, why? Leaning in to tell her tale.
Long, long ago, when I was still in my 20s, I would often make deliveries to Heaven Publishing. They were some of my best customers. Back then, we were so busy, my employees practically worked themselves to death. You see, Dogen Hut had the finest soba in Japan, and our spokesmodel was considered one of the most beautiful girls in the world.
Back then, this woman was in her 20s, Heaven Publishing hadn't existed yet. Mirako figured he'd better not correct her. That would probably just piss her off and make her stop entirely. He kept his mouth shut and listened to her tale.
But anyway, that's all in the past now. As time went on, we had a lot of delivery customers asking us to put their bills on their tab. So much so that it became a problem, and we changed our policy to disallow that sort of thing. But the fine folks of Heaven Publishing considered themselves an exception to that rule. And that put my part-timer Masa, who does the deliveries, in a bit of a bind.
Okay.
Oh, Masa's a student at Midoriyama Academy. Masa is a first-year student at Midoriyama Academy. After getting indigestion from eating too much parfait at a fast food restaurant on Center Guy, he was there with his girlfriend to do a dry run for a competitive eating contest, and if you remember correctly, he was the one that we met with Achi, and he told me. Because he tried to put the moves on, he told me.
Oh, shit.
He wound up going to the restroom 14 times in 1 hour. Unable to stand idly by, his girlfriend called an acquaintance of hers, the gluttonous Chiriko Osagi, for advice on improving Masa's intestinal fortitude. It turned out, however, that Chiriko was planning to compete in the same contest. Knowing that they were up against some monumental competition, the two continued their training, wary of the battle to come. Yeah, you're not going to beat Chiri.
Never.
I hear they're planning to compete as a couple on some ice cream eating contest that's going to air on TV, so they were going to a practice run together today. Honestly, how ridiculous is that?
Honestly, I couldn't care less about Masa's one way or another. Midoriko thought this whole experience was turning into a real ordeal.
So yes, we were in a real bind. I run a restaurant here, not a charity operation. I call and ask them to settle up, but they'd always insist, "Oh, we don't have any money." And that's a lie. It's got to be a lie. What else could it be? Otherwise, how could they keep making that magazine of theirs? That Celebrity Confidential or whatever the hell it is.
Celebrity Confidential was a weekly tabloid put out by one of Heaven Publishing's competitors. Mirakawa was just going to have to let that egregious mix-up slide.
And that's not all.
The proprietress bet.
Oh no, on top of that, their magazine's little Gourmet Gabs Corner, or whatever they call it, ran a scathing review of us. After that, customers started keeping their distance, and I aged 20 years practically overnight.
Gourmet Gabs was a column that ran in Celebrity Confidential. There's nothing of the sort in 4-Star General Gossip. This woman has clearly gotten the two magazines mixed up somehow.
Awful. Just awful, isn't it? All I wanted to do was make soba for people to enjoy. And so, to be treated like this. To be treated like this.
The woman taught Gene Armstrong how to cook. The woman had started to sob. The cleaver began to waver in her trembling hand.
But then, earlier today, these two Yakuza-looking fellows came by. Said they were looking for Toyama from Heaven Publishing. Guess they saw one of our menus at his office and figured he might have come by.
He had been talking about Ozu and Segawa. They'd both been nearby when Minorikawa was rooting through the desk drawers. They must have spotted the menu then.
I mean, plus we also asked them if they wanted to order noodles, so like...
Right.
I told them he wasn't here and hadn't ordered delivery in some time, so they said that if I happened to see him, to give them a call. Now, I was just going to turn them away. They looked like a pair of nasty loan sharks. Toyama would never be able to pay off his tab if they caught him, and so I told them as much.
The proprietress lowered her voice before continuing.
But they said they'd be most appreciative if I could let them know. Even offered to pay his tab for me if I did. And, well, that pretty much settled it. So I let them give me their phone number.
Ikawa's face went pale.
Yeah.
This lady had been bribed by those two thugs.
And so I guess you figured it out. A little earlier, Toyama dropped by, looking like he was trying to lay low. So it all came together. I snuck out back and gave those two a call. And so here we are. You guys were just a hair too late.
Oh, crap. Toyama had been carted off by the moneylenders. Narikawa had to find him right away.
Mr. Mino!
Chiaki squeaked nervously.
We have to hurry and go look for him!
Yeah. Narikawa and the others headed for the door. Wait. The voice sounded as if it had echoed up from the very depths of hell. Minarkawa and company stopped in their tracks. Oh shit, this is some horror movie shit. Oh fuck, look at that, what the
You think I can just let you go?
Old woman begins to slide towards them.
Those guys, they left without showing their appreciation or paying off that tab. They lied to me. And so just who's going to show me the appreciation I'm owed? Who is going to pay that tab? You're all in this together, trying to play me for a fool. But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Oh fuck, we're gonna die. The proprietress lifted her cleaver high. Her eyes smoldered with inhuman rage. A murderous aura surrounded her like a bonfire wind. Oh shit.
Is it bad that this is my favorite role that I've played so far?
The angry, soba noodle cutting, knife wielding woman.
She's great.
10 out of 10 roll. Best girl. Wait, Minorikawa cried. We're Toyama's.
His friends? Then prepare yourselves. You'll repay his debt to me with your lives.
No! 3 companions stood paralyzed with horror, watching their bloody doom approach.
I love how the printing dude is just standing there like,
I didn't sign up for this.
I don't even know who these people.
Wow. The blade glimmered in the dimness as she swung it towards Minorikawa.
Time for some fresh meat.
Oh shit, this some Sweeney Todd level shit.
Bye-bye.
Yep, this is gonna be some Sweeney Todd level shit. Minorikawa, Chiaki, and Katayama screamed. Their cries echoing clear across Dogensak. Oh shit, what the fuck?
So,
What?
I think we shouldn't send him there.
What the fuck?
Number 64, Tragedy at the Noodle House. It was no ordinary grudge that the proprietress of Dogen Hut held toward Toyama, as Minorikawa and the others found out firsthand, falling victim to her mighty cleaver. Yeah, this isn't the right place to have the meet up with Toyama. Seriously, who the heck decided this was a good idea?
Well, I thought to say Kate Noodles. You know, what the fuck? How was I supposed to know they had a grudge?
Apparently, they're better detectives than you are a criminal.
Wow.
Alright, shall we fix that, or do we want to move on to
let's
Kano or Achi?
fix that,
Okay.
because what the fuck? Our stomachs were thinking for us, you right.
Okay, where should we meet?
Huh.
Alright, do we want to meet at that cafe, or do we want to let Toyama decide?
I guess we'll go to the cafe and unfortunately...
That poor waitress.
Unfortunately, yeah. Bother the poor waitress once again. We might die again, because she'll kill us this time.
Yeah, really.
But you know what? It's fine. Familiar cafe by the station was a natural choice. Quickly describe the location.
Okay.
Toyama said.
Cafe L'Autre. I got it. I'll see you there.
He hung up and Murakoa quickly gathered his belongings.
Alright.
Chucky, how's that cuppa coming along?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Someone
we're
else is
going
opening the door. Okay, we've hit the save.
Banana picnic, a picnic, a picnic. Anyway.
Okay, there we go.
That's you.
That is me.
Then we go here, and then we go here. Chiaki can appease anyone we take off. You're right. She literally did it for this one man, so.
Mhm. Yeah, she apparently has no power over the lady with the cleaver, though.
Yeah, that was terrifying. Like, I was like, wow, the genre of the game quickly switched to Cooking Mama Horror Edition. It was literally Cooking Mama but horror.
Yeah.
Like, damn. I
Alright.
never thought I'd see, that. Whatever that was.
Every time I
Genre.
look at this man, I think it's Ryo Kitamura, and I can't figure out if it is. Like, in some angles he looks like him, and in other angles he doesn't.
Right? I thought it was just me. Damn.
No.
So similar looking. I think it's they have the same facial structure. Like, I know a bunch of people that just, like, share facial structures, and I'm like, oh, it looks like that guy! So, yeah, I felt that. Reach the cafe l'entrée without incident, and Minakawa promptly spotted the publisher.
Over here.
Yama hissed, eyeing his surroundings with an obvious unease. And sat by his side, sullenly sipping on some juice. Waitress came over as Minarakawa joined them.
May I take your order?
She asked. Water.
Just water, sir.
Fine, make it a double. Exasperated, the waitress headed back to the kitchen, hopefully without a knife. Cooking mama heads off, yes. Oh no. Toyama looked over at Katayama.
Who's this guy? I'm Koichiro Katayama from Cho Nippon Printing.
Katayama presented his business card. Toyama turned to Minarakawa with a quizzical look.
What's someone from the printer doing with you?
I'll explain later. There's no time for that right now, Minarakawa replied. First, I need you to answer some questions. Does the name Kenji Osawa ring any bells?
Osawa?
Toyama closed his eyes in thought. He heads up a laboratory in Okoshi Pharmaceutical. You ran a piece on him in the first ever issue of 4-Star Journal Gossip. Toyama's face lit up with recognition.
Yeah, that political marriage piece.
Yeah, that one. Do you remember the details from the article?
Of course. Who do you think I am?
Toyama. Toyama puffed himself up proudly.
I used to be local news copy editor for the Central Times. I've got the details for all the stuff I've ever covered here in my head.
Okay. Well, let's use that noggin. In that case, do you know who Kenji Osawa's wife was dating before they got remarried? Or married, sorry. Toyama blinked his eyes vacantly. Hey, what's the matter? Minako asked.
This is a pretty tough pop quiz you're giving me. Surprise, kids! It's time for a science quiz. What colorless, odorless gas, lighter than air and used for consumer and municipal gas applications, is also known as marsh gas or swamp gas? Helium, ethylene, propane, or methane? Tune in next time for the answer.
Oh my god, we got a pop quiz, y'all. We're gonna die. Help.
Which one?
Oh shit. Well, gas makes me think of propane, like King of the Hill. But methane is also a gas. Wait, all of these are gases, shit.
I wondered where you were going with this, but
See, I have no brain cells at night. That's the problem. I think methane, though, because
Alright.
Wasn't methane gases like what was found in the Bermuda Triangle that was toxic as shit?
I have no idea.
Okay, well that's just me. Cut the crap, man. You just said you have all the details inside your head.
Oh, they're in there all right. They're just not coming out.
Help you are. Minarakawa slumped. Sorry, I'm like drinking and then like my voice is echoing. Okay. Mr. Toyama, please, whether or not you'll be able to pay off your debt depends on your memory here. Wow, this Inca Cola is very echoey. Anyway, here in this, Hana cast a cold glare up at her father.
Alright. I can remember. Or I can at least try.
Good dad. Toyama folded his arms and hummed to himself, his gaze turned inward.
So... I feel like it was a really common name. Sato!
Chiaki chirped.
Yamada! Was that either of those? They're pretty common names.
But Toyama shook his head. Minarakawa offered a guess of his own.
Suzuki, Takahashi, Endo, or Tanaka?
Tanaka! Yeah! Tanaka.
No, not that. It was something else.
Just then, the television inside the cafe switched over to the news report on the Shibuya explosion.
The remains of the individual discovered within the minivan itself, who has since been identified as pharmaceutical company executive Mamoru Tanaka. Mamoru Tanaka.
Toyama turned around to look at the TV. An image of the victim's face appeared on the screen.
What?
The publisher blurted, nearly falling out of his seat.
That's him! It was him right there! Mamoru Tanaka!
That's what I said, Tanaka! Pointed excitedly at the TV screen.
This shit ain't about you, it's about him. That's who Kenji Osawa's wife was dating before they got married! Mamoru Tanaka!
Minako felt himself getting goosebumps.
Poor Katayama sitting over in the corner alone.
Right. Why doesn't he get to go to cool kids table? What? No one invited him.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway. The victim of the terrorist bombing in Shibuya was also linked to the researcher who was the key to the terrorist viral scare. Oh my god! This reporter's hunch was now at certainty. Right now, Shibuya was at the center of some massive conspiracy. This went far beyond even a major scoop. Mr. Toyama, we need to make sure the next month's issue hits shelves like now.
Melon soda.
Oh, yeah. I had it one time and I was like, hell fuck.
I love melon soda.
Yeah.
It's so sweet, but it takes me back to my childhood every time.
Like, I can't even describe it. It's just so refreshing, you know?
It
Yeah.
doesn't taste like melon. We'll
It
just like
doesn't.
we'll just
Why is it called melon soda?
I mean, like, that's general melon flavor in Japan. It's kind of like how grape flavor never tastes like grapes. Just what we've
Watermelon.
decided. Yeah, that's just what we've decided melon tastes like.
Watermelon. What even is that natural, like, fake flavor? But, like, can't help it. I kind of like it.
I don't like watermelon, so I really like the fake watermelon flavor.
Yeah, the fake watermelon flavor kind of slaps.
It's very good.
Man, now I want melon soda. Damn. I recently, you know that Tasty Japan Twitter? They had like melon soda float or something. I was like, oh my god.
Those are
it.
so good.
Oh my god, I want one.
Again,
Where
it's
can I
very
get?
sweet, but
Where can I get?
Japan.
Okay, one day I guess.
You can probably get it elsewhere too. I just don't know where.
I mean, technically, if you were to buy melon soda, like at like a local, food market, because we have a couple here in Florida.
Yeah, it's just
Maybe
not
you
the
could-
same though. You know, like how if you get like Pepsi out of the dispenser, it doesn't taste the same as when it's in the can.
True. Even if imported, right?
Yeah, like it's always better out of the dispenser for some reason. I don't know why.
It's called magic.
Yeah.
Probably. Yes, Midorikawa called up Kenji Osawa to let him know the results of his little investigation.
And I'm guessing that's our hop over.
Oh, okay, probably. The man didn't seem terribly surprised. Probably he had his suspicions all along. Osawa told him that there was something he needed to do before he was ready to give details about the big scoop, but he would call back later. In the meantime, Minorikawa knew he'd have his hands full getting the current issue of the gossip wrapped up for the 7 o'clock deadline. Let's make it 8. He slapped his hand down on the table. Alright, emergency editing meeting right here, he announced. We need to get this lead on the Shibuya terrorist bombing into the next issue. The article about the twins winning the beauty contest can be dropped for that. We'll use the info from Kenji Osawa as the basis of our big scoop in the issue after that. Mr. Toyama, any problems with that?
Nah, that should be fine. But what about the remaining pages for next month's issue?
Minako opened the file on his computer. Layout built and the DTP came up on the monitor. Oh wow. The report on the Burning Hammer sales demo, the surveillance camera opinion piece, the interview with Odai. Those 3 were finished. The copy already incorporated into the layout. The Chiaki sheet interview piece was loaded in, then one could be checked off as well, yeah. We got this, fams. Chiaki, how's your company coming along?
I'm sorry. I just need a little bit longer.
No. The writing seemed to still be giving her a little bit of trouble. The article on SOS was still just a placeholder in the layout, and Minorikawa hadn't gotten any material for that, putting it even further behind Chiaki's street interviews. Still, he'd at least learned where Shibuya's legendary street gang made their hideout. You just have to take the risk of dropping in on them unannounced to ambush them with some interview questions. Let's hope I don't die today. Again. I already died once. Crazy noodle lady. And,
twice. Remember, we got the shit beaten out of us by the crazy SOS dude.
Yeah, true. And that was the lead-in for Shibuya's bombing. That wasn't even the layout yet. It was completely blank slate. Against all odds, they were going to need to put that article together from nothing with just an hour and change. It was an impossible amount of work just for him and Chiaki to do. So Toyama should do some work! Anyway.
Well, well, well. How are things coming along?
Katayama rose and came closer, trying to peer at the monitor with his gorgeous eyes. Minakawa hurried to cover the screen. Don't look, it's mine! Printer rep saw the blank pages. He might have decided to stop waiting.
Would you mind telling me roughly what % of the total you have completed thus far?
What percentage? Come off it, man. We're all 100%.
If you're 100% done, that implies that you're all finished. Could I please have the data then?
No, I'm saying our willpower is at 100%.
I'm not even going to pretend I understand what you mean by that.
Shaking his head, Katayama sat back down on a chair. At least he didn't die this time by our fault.
Yeah. Minorikawa.
Asked, his expression uneasy.
So, I know I asked before, but why is someone from the printer here again?
Katayama, oh wow, why does that look like some Otome profile?
I know.
Tears of Themis, here we go. Anyway, which one would he be? Oh god.
None of them.
None of them?
None of them.
You're right.
He's cute, but
none of them.
none of them.
I was like, the closest... No, I can't even say Artem. I can't. Can't say it. Artem's hot. Anyway,
Anyone voiced by Junichi Soabe.
is hot.
Anyways.
Just throwing that out there. This is a Junichi Suwabe support group.
It is.
Okay. Love that man. Anyway, Katayama promptly chimed in.
The long and short of it is that your proofing deadline has been changed to 7 o'clock.
That
What? But that's impossible! Who's doing the lead-in for the Shibuya bombing?
Toyama eyed Minorikawa and then Chiaki both stared back non-committally.
Then it really is impossible. We'll never meet that deadline. We don't have enough people.
Then he should help. No, we do have enough. Minorikawa throws his finger. Mr. Toyama, you're going to write that one and handle the layout.
What?
Evan Publishing is your company. Won't you step up in order to protect it? Toyama hung his head.
Even if I headed to the scene right now, I'm sure the other outlets have already gotten their coverage. I wouldn't be able to find anything new to write about. Okay.
Oh my god, what?
I love how those three are just like, okay.
I love how freaking Hana's like, he had it come.
Yeah.
Look, she like is unfazed by her dad getting the shit beaten out of her. Like, she's like, this is a normal Tuesday
I'm sure
for me.
as soon as that came out of his mouth, she was just like, oh, not again.
Right. Colonel Sanders, what do you mean by Colonel Sanders? Anyway, this is just worthy of a video. This is worthy of a video as the bombing. Oh yeah, for sure. This definitely deserves to have a full video. So, you're just gonna give up? A moment later, Toyama was on the floor, Minorikawa glaring down at him. You always said you wanted to tell the world about the things the mass media can't or won't write about. So what the hell difference does it make if they've already gotten sound bites they're after? Minorikawa's voice was raw with emotion. Don't you dare give up, old man! Not that easily! Get your ass out there! Find something that only you can write about!
Minorikawa.
Toyama began to object. Then he glanced over at Hana. She's still looking like, man, you deserve that one. There was an imploring look in his eyes as well. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's the Arthur meme! No, just kidding. No. Sorry.
I get what you're saying.
Damn, I grumbled.
But still, you're expecting a lot.
Then, despite his words, he flashed a broad grin. Yeah. Let out a quiet chuckle. Wow. Best line in the whole game. And it got you all fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fired up, alright.
Toyama's face shone with a resolve Minorikawa hadn't seen in a long time. There we go! That's the Toyama I know.
You know, I'm really sorry. Now I see the huge burden I put on you. But damn it, it's going to be alright.
Getting on his feet, Toyama took his daughter by the hand and strode boldly out of the cafe, looking like a changed man. Minorikawa chuckled. You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yeah.
Yes. Minorikawa watched them go, glad that the thing, was over. Wow, I can read. Even if Toyama was still in his prime, he'd be cutting it close to do that article in an hour. But he would pull through somehow. When it came to taking care of Hana, the man would rise to the occasion again and again. Father and daughter disappeared into the crowd, hand in hand, hopefully not gonna running into Yakuza this time.
Yeah.
Let's pray real hard for them. Minorikawa shook himself out of his reverie. Alright, he cried. Despite the clear blue sky and unexpected gusts of wind blown at his cheek. Come on, guys, we gotta get going too! Mr. Punctuality over here is looking at me with them eyes. Things might look grim, but he wasn't going to give up until the bitter end. It was time to head to SOS Hangout Inferno. Whee! Gotta go fast! Sonic! Okay. Three ran long and hard after leaving the cafe.
They literally made the poor printing guy run too.
Yeah, what the I bet he's just like, you know, he probably like runs like Chihiro from Spirited Away. Like, bet that's how he runs. Just like Chihiro. I'm calling it now. If he doesn't, then I'm gonna be disappointed. Anyway, that's my favorite run in anime of all time, by the way.
God.
It's just so good. Anyway, whoever came up with that, you need a raise. If the proofing deadline was 7 o'clock, then they needed to finish up with SOS by 6:30 at the latest. The gang's hangout was in Ura Harajuku. Running all the way there on foot was going to eat into too much of their time.
Where's Kimitsuka?
Oh shit, look at all that. But traffic was at near standstill for some reason, and there was a taxi on site. Except for that one. But we're not gonna acknowledge that.
How long do you plan on running like this?
Diana called out, panting. Take a look at the road. With this traffic, there's no point in hailing a cab. Wow, even Minorikawa was feeling time pressure now. We're just gonna have to keep running until the road's clear.
What?
That's what Yama wailed. Stop your whining, just keep quiet and stick with me. Finally gotten Toyama to find his power again. Next month's issue would come out on time, and no way was some printer guy gonna mess that up now. But the traffic showed no signs of abating. Catching a cab wasn't going to be an option. Fighting an even louder echo of despair, Minorikawa kept up his desperate headlong rush.
A headlong rush is to rush into a situation recklessly or heedlessly. Not quite the same as being Daredevil.
True. Still, there were limits to how far in the mind he could push his body before exhaustion set in.
Ah!
Oh no! Don't drop it!
Not Chiaki!
Like it's hot! Oh no!
I love how the dudes are just like standing up at the top like, you good?
Yeah, as they were running across the pedestrian overpass, Chiaki slipped and took a nasty fall. She skinned her knee hard enough to draw blood. Hey you! Minorikawa snapped at Katayama. Don't just stand there, help the poor girl already! Katayama scurried over to Chiaki.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mino.
Chiaki's voice bubbled with suppressed tears. It was cruel to make her run with her computer all the way to Harajuku. But the copy for her interview was still needed to be looked over. They couldn't just leave her there. Minorikawa hesitated, undecided. Even at full run, they wouldn't make it in time. With traffic the way it was, there was nothing they could do.
You now have
Katayama consulted his pocket watch.
exactly 1 hour remaining.
Shut up, bitch! Damn it! Minorikawa raged. What do we do? Relentlessly, the clock ticked on. Shit.
And we've hit our to be continued with them.
Oh, fun!
All right. So we will end there for tonight. We've done a good hour and a half or so.
We only died once.
Chiaki be okay?
Yeah, I hope so.
Find
She's
out
such
in the
a
next
good girl.
episode.
Da 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 da. All right, here we go.
All right. So next stream, we'll probably do this again on Sunday, or we might do a Phoenix Wright one if Lemur's around, just to sort of make up for the one that we missed tonight. We'll find out. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But Sunday is next stream, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, like normal. Then we'll have Tuesday stream and Thursday stream again, and yeah, nothing new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I got. So, be safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, get vaccinated, and we will see you guys on the weekend.
Stay
Have a good
sassy.
night, everyone.
Don't kill people over noodles. Yeah.
Bye.